Hello, go live button.
It says it's streaming live on Facebook now.
We should have I should have put some music here. It's like,
Want me to do
ladies and gents, let's shake it off. Hello. Seems like I am alive right now. Oh, there it
that?
is.
You got me, girl.
Hey, girls and boys and kiddos and parrots. I don't know who's watching this. Today, I was preparing something special for you guys with a very dear friends of mine. We are conspiring together, and today we're gonna make those cuties. Can you see those cuties?
So cute.
These stockings. And because I'm not a born American, I'm wedding American. I marry and then I turn to North American because I'm South American person. In my country, at least in my state, we do not have the tradition of having stockings. Go figure, right? Maybe because we don't have fireplaces. That is very hot. We don't have fireplace. So I was curious to know what was the origin of stocking tradition. Why we use it? It's probably because someone hang a sock somewhere. Maybe I don't know. Something happened. Searching and searching. I did research, people, and I need to say you need to go with me right now and Wikipedia because that's at least was the best explanation that I find wasn't it Wikipedia. It is the Christmas stocking is an empty sock, basically. See? Or sock shaped bag, hence those friends here. That is hang on St. Nicholas Day or Christmas Eve. And this tradition starts because, okay, say the legend, once upon a time, those kind of stuff. That is that in one of those villages have this family, and the dad was a widower and he was very poor and have those children, they're all daughters, and he did not have money to pay the what do you call those things that we pay before the wedding in some traditions? Totally forgot now.
Like a dowry.
Exactly. So he did not have it. So he was very worried about the future of her daughters. But he also was a kind of man that did not accept. It's not easy to be helped because it's kind of a little proud in a sense, and he just wants to work very hard to be able one day to save money for her daughters be able to marry. Okay, so this guy called Nicholas Klaus, I don't remember his name. He was a very rich man, and he usually um, really always give for the people in need. So he learned about the story of this dad and these three daughters that was very poor and all those things, and he decided to help. So he want to help, but he also do not want offended father. So bear with me this story. And the legend says that he threw like a bag of golden coins through the chimney, and because the daughters just have to do the laundry, they have put their socks by the chimney. So when they threw this bag of golden coins, the coins ended up inside of the stocking.
Oh,
And because of these golden coins, those three beautiful daughters were able to uh, get married and have a better future. And the father was very happy, blah, 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 blah. So since then, everybody, or at least the kids, hanging their socks on the on the fireplace to, who knows, maybe a little coin of gold, drop it in. That's also one of the reasons why sometimes people use oranges as a symbol of this, because it's round, cutie,
Mm.
and as a symbol of this little bag of gold that was put inside of the stocking. So legends say that's how the stock tradition is started, not just in America, but in some places in Europe. Apparently, when they colonized Brazil, they forgot to bring the stockings, or at least forgot to bring the fireplaces. In my place in Brazil, Northeast, coast, tropical, we don't need fireplaces. So sorry, peeps. Anyway, so that's the origin story of the stockings. So I was thinking about that and was like, oh, that's so interesting because someone was willing to help somebody else. They create a whole new tradition when millions or thousands of people participate nowadays. So I don't think there is a place that I've ever visited here in the United States that in Christmas time that someone do not have a stocking around the tree. Hi, Jesse. Nice to see you here, baby. Around the fireplace or the tree or somewhere else. And my kids for sure make um, very clear for me, Mom, where is my stocking? Every time that we start to decorate the house for Christmas. So I was like, wow, let's go make some stockings. But it is not just what I want to share with you, that how to make nice and cool stockings or how to decorate your stockings to be like a very personal thing for you and your family. Okay. I also want to share with you, with help of my friend Kendra, this beautiful lady that's gonna talk to you in a moment, something that she introduced to me that is the roadmap project. So around Christmas time, the roadmap project usually is start to gather items and donations and those things to help kids in need. So I'm gonna let Kendra explain to you how it work. Okay. And beautiful Kendra friend, how can we help the whole roadmap project? What is the roadmap project? How can we help it? What can
Thank
I
you.
do?
Thank you so much, Patricia. Thank you for that story about the stockings too. I had no idea that's what it was all about. Um, but
I
yeah,
have this little, like maybe someone leave a sock somewhere, this tradition stuff, but I didn't really knew
yeah,
how the thing starts. And I thought it was very interesting.
that is interesting. Yes. So I'm a parent leader with Roadmap Project, and actually, this is our first year. We decided to just start gathering donations and items and make stockings, but also care packages for people who don't celebrate Christmas or don't have stockings at home. Patricia.
Now I have it. I like
But
it.
now you
Okay,
do.
brilliant.
Now
Look at
you
that. Look
do.
at
We got a
that.
lot. and we collaborated with the YMCA in Kent and at Coal Creek, and there is some drop off locations for items, or if you make your own stockings. We also have a virtual stocking stuffing party or care package party on December 4th at 5 p.m. And we are working on distribution. So we are reaching out to families who in the area who are going to have a hard time for the holidays to be able to give something to their children. And we are reaching out to just right now Renton, Kent, and Federal Way families who need some help. We already actually have a lot of interest. We have a lot of interest in people who want to contribute and donate. We have a lot of interest in people who need these stockings for their children. So, I mean, we are just revving up now, and already I feel like the whole community is starting to come together. and it's an amazing time to do this during the pandemic. So
I
so
love it.
I asked Patricia because she asked me, how can I help? And I said, well, actually, with your talents and expertise and creativity, it would be amazing if you wanted to make some stockings for children in need that we can stuff, because I know that she's got the talents for it. And she went even above and beyond and said, you know what? I can actually show the community how to make their own stockings. And I mean, so I really appreciate you, Patricia. This is an amazing endeavor, and you're really contributing for our
Thank
cause.
you. I'm just happy to help. It is something that I know. I don't know. I have this philosophy that if you know how to make something, and or if you know that you can benefit someone in some way, it is your obligation to do so. I'm looking for you, whatever you are.
I can
So
things.
let's do that. Okay. And to make things even better, peeps of my heart, I decided also to do a little giveaway. Okay. So, how the giveaway works. It's like that. I put the, if I'm not wrong, I put the link, I think it's up. I don't know. I don't know how Facebook, but I put the link in the description of the video. So all that you need to do, it is like you click on the link and they're gonna open like a very simple page for you. Bear with me. I'm not a person that really, I know how to sew. This create page doesn't, it's not my big skill yet. Anyway, so you're gonna put your name and your email and hit the button, enter the giveaway, and that's all you need to do. So I think I'm gonna, oh, idea popping. So when Kendra just said that they're gonna have like a virtual party for Wrap Everything December
Fourth. Yep.
4th.
Hmm.
So on the virtual party, will announce who's gonna win a giveaway. And the giveaway, it is like you're gonna receive a nice, beautiful box with stockings for your family. And gonna be personalized stocking. Gotcha.
I love it. Love it.
So you guys can participate by sharing the video, by hit the button to the giveaway, by donating for the roadmap project. I'm gonna ask Kendra to leave in the comments how you can participate, all the links and everything. And let's just, in these difficult times, guys, help one another so we can be better because we are better together. Maybe we cannot be together physically, but we can still be together with our actions and our intentions and how we do our things, how we can help others. And more than ever on this pandemic time, people are needing our help. And sometimes it's like, oh, but I don't have that much. But can you make a card? I know they also are receiving cards to give for the kids because sometimes those kids never have received a card before. Have you never thought about that? Right? So, oh, that's one of the reasons one of the stocks has a pocket. So you can put a little card on it.
Oh,
Got it? And let's help to be helped because that's what I believe. When we are help someone, we are also help ourselves. And so let me move to my other camera and we go through the material you need to make um, two stockings at a time. Okay, if I'm not wrong, because sometimes mom brain hits bad. And I'm gonna change it here. Oh, Jessie! Jessie's a crazy friend of mine as well. And she said, oh, I'd love to support. Coming in, lady.
yay. Thanks, Jesse.
She said, a virtual wrapping party. That sounds so fun for the kids.
I
Because
think it will
we are
be.
trying to wrap stuff and you just for the kids.
Mhm.
That's amazing. Okay, so let's move my camera here. Oops. You know, you guys already know me. Me and technology, we have a leveling relationship that's happening. Okay, first and foremost, you guys gonna need some fabric. And the fabric of choice is up to you. I am using cotton. I did a few ones with this cool Wonder Woman symbol uh, print, and also with a Batman because I have a boy and a girl, so you need to have different kind of heroes for everybody. But you also can make this with Christmas fabric if you prefer, and it's also make beautiful stockings with that as well. And you can use your imagination and use all kinds of fabric. You can even use felt to do this nice project. So you don't have excuse and say, I don't know how to sew. I don't know how to use my sewing machine. So see here, there's some Christmas ones. I have a few already cut it here. And what else you're gonna need? You're gonna need a pattern. Okay, take a look at my pattern. So what I did was I bought a pattern on, what I bought my pattern? Joanne was on sale, just saying. But what you can do as well, it is if you have an old stocking, you can take it and set on top of a paper, trace around, and remember to trace this detail area here as well. And gonna need a strip that is 2.5 inch wide. What else? If you want a pocket, you're gonna need to measure how wide it is your stocking. I hope you guys can see here because my template, it is clear. So you're gonna need to measure your stocking, and then you just gonna need to make like a big rectangle that fits on the area of your stocking. That's all you need, okay? So you're gonna take your template, your nice fabrics. You're gonna need some scissors, maybe a ruler if you were creating your pattern by an existing stocking, and a little bit of imagination because you can decorate those beautiful little things with pretty much anything your heart desire. You can put rhinestones, you can put some beads, you can use trims, you can use what's the name of that? Vinyl, those idle on transfer material. You can use those guys too. Ooh, this one looks amazing. I forgot that I have a metallic. You can use oops, those big colorful beads to decorate it. So you can use so many stuff to make this stocking your very own personalized Christmas item. And the fun it is, you can make for you, for your kids, for friends and family members, or to, support our friends on the Road Mat project. Woo-hoo. Okay, so after you get that, you're also gonna need a sewing machine if you are sewing your project, or a hot glue gun if you decide to glue it. And I was not planning that, but I think I'm gonna show you. You can have a hot glue gun like those, and instead of sewing, you can just come on the steps and put like a little hot glue gun, put it down, little hot glue gun down, and you do all this using hot glue gun. The hot glue gun gonna be really amazing if you are using, hello, whatever person is calling me. I'm a live person right now. Forget it. And it's a scam. Seriously? idea. Welcome to my crazy live people. The sink don't want to stop. Just bear with me here, okay? Finally, the skin, person, computer, whatever, decide for getting me. How's that possible? Recapitulating. So you can do this project as well with hot glue gun. And why a hot glue gun or normal gun? Because you're gonna need to put the glue, and you also want the glue to dry quickly. So hot glue gun is your way to go. So how we're gonna do that? You're gonna take your fabric. Let me put this down a little bit here, and I'm gonna show you how you're gonna put your pattern on the fabric so you can use the maximum uh, space in the fabric without much waste, okay? So you're gonna need like half a yard of your outside fabric, and you're gonna need 3/4 of yard of the contrast fabric, okay? Why? Because the stocking that I am teaching you has a lining. If you are using the felt, you're just gonna need half yard of outside fabric and half yard of the contrast fabric, okay? So when you take your fabric, that's how you're gonna position your template. One piece here, and then you can use like a marker or a chalk to mark around the template. So we're gonna come and we're gonna draw all the way around. And if you notice, because usually my fabric it is folded in half, I here already have two two of those pieces. That is enough to make one stocking. And then I turn my pattern so upside down and draw the other side in the other side. This way I can use my fabric with pretty much less or no wasting. So after you do the two main parts of the stocking, you're gonna have a few extra fabric here by the selvage, and you can mark your 2.5 inch wide strip. That's going to be like the little handle for the stocking. And it depends on the size of your pocket, and if you want the pockets the exact same fabric, they're gonna fit around down here. But the pocket and the top of your stocking, I want to make with the contrast fabric. Okay, so we're gonna do, after I do that, I come and cut all the way in the trace area. I have one cut here to save us a little time. Let me fold this back here. And I do the same for the yellow part. So I'm gonna trace one, to flip the pattern, trace the other one, and then I trace the pocket and the top area of our beautiful stocking. Anyway, so that's why the lining or contrast fabric, we need a little bit more than I have here, okay? So when you finish this, you're gonna have cut the pieces enough to make two stockings, okay? So you're gonna need 1 yard and a quarter to make 2 stockings that is lining. Or you can even use that is the flushy thing that just looks like a the little fluffy stuff that you put it on. Some stockings has usually on the top to do the top part of your stocking. So after you have cut everything that you need, we're gonna move a little bit for our iron board. Okay? And what you're gonna do here in the iron board it is, you're gonna take that top part of your stocking and the part, let me show you here, so when it contrasts it's better to see. The part that's gonna be facing down, you're gonna need to make a little hem, okay? So what you're gonna do is first you're gonna take this flat piece because when you finish cut, let me show you how they're gonna be looking. They're gonna be looking like that, and you're gonna turn the edge here 1/2 inch inside and mark. Okay. So why I'm doing that? Because then I'm gonna bring this to my sewing machine and I'm gonna top stitch around here to give it a nice and clean uh, finished look for this detail area. After I do this in the top area, I'm gonna take in my rectangle. Remember a rectangle that can be a pocket, and I'm gonna do something very similar. So instead of just doing one side of the rectangle, let me show you. In just one side of the rectangle, I'm gonna fold all 4 sides because this is gonna give me like, for example, the first one at the top gonna be the gonna be like this. Gonna be the finish looking of my pocket. And then I'm gonna fold one side and mark and press. I'm gonna fold the other side, mark and press. And when I have all those sides marked, I'm gonna press again my piece. I'm gonna have all those sides marked together. And these guys is necessary even if you are not sewing, you are using the hot glue gun, you needed to do this step as well, okay? And you're gonna see why. Mark this side, turning around, mark the other side, and then I mark the bottom side. So what you're gonna do after you do that? Oh, just detail. If you think your fabric it is too sheer or it is not stiff enough to give you a nice look on your stocking, something that you can do is using this uh, stabilizer on the fabric. You see those guys here? I think let me see the name of this. It's an interfacing. That's a hot interfacing. Oh, it's no hot interface. There's an interface that you apply with the iron. And how you do it, I know I showed this last time, but let me show again. We're gonna cut the exact same shape that you want to put the interface on, like this. I'm gonna put it here before I do my marks, okay? And then I come with my hot iron, press a little bit, and this is gonna be attached to my fabric. And gonna give you my fabric a little bit more structure. Gonna make it a little bit more stiff, let's say, okay? So that's one way to do it. You can use an interface to have a more stable fabric to work with. But if you don't want, you don't think that is necessary, it's totally fine, okay? So after you do this, if you decide put your interface or not, but after you have mark this, what we're gonna do is go to our sewing machine and do some top stitch. So what I'm gonna do on this piece here, it is first do a little top stitch here on the top portion of my pocket, and gonna end up something like this. See, this was one of the pockets of one of the stockings that I'm working with. So it's already folded and it's top stitch on the top here. And you're gonna do the exact same thing for the top of your stocking that you just had given a little fold. And let's go to the sewing machine to I show you how you're gonna do the top stitch. But while we are doing this, we are preparing this pocket. Let me show you. We are preparing the pocket for later. We come and apply the pocket on one of the sides of your stocking or both sides of the stocking if you decide to have a stocking with pockets and both sides. See, like this one here, I have finished this, so you guys gonna see that's the end result that you want. It is a pocket. They have a nice and good finish here in the top. This here does not gonna fray, and also a good nice and finish around your pocket. If you are not using a sewing machine but a hot glue gun, you're gonna do exactly the same procedure but with a hot glue gun. So you're gonna take a hot glue gun, gonna put glue all the way here in this end close, let dry a little bit, and then you're gonna put glue inside it close, glue inside it close, glue inside it close. So when you have all those sides folded and glued, you're gonna put glue in three sides of your pocket and gonna attach this on the body of your stocking, okay? So let's go to the sewing machine. Oh, before we go to the sewing machine, I almost forget. Remember a strip of 2.5 inches wide. This strip, it is to make the handle that you're gonna hold your boots later on the fireplace, okay? So what you're gonna need to do with this, it is like you're gonna also bring to the iron board to mark. So that's how it's gonna look like. It's a 2.5 inch strip. I'm gonna fold in half, press, and then I'm gonna have this mark here in the middle. And then I'm gonna fold my half in half and the other half also in half. Can you see here? And then when it is folded like this, I fold everything in half and press. Why I do that? Because I'm trying to create some things that some of the look of uh, what is the name of this? Peeps. You're better than me, then better memory than this. So that's how you're gonna make this little tape here, okay? Fold, fold, fold. Everything marked. Let's go moving to the sewing machine. Let's go moving to the sewing machine. And let's start work with that. So again, if you are using a hot glue gun, not a sewing machine to do your project, you're gonna need to do the same process for mark your 2.5 inch strip, okay? Because you want this strip to be prepared. But when you bring to the sewing machine, it's gonna be nice and easy to work the pieces. So let me finish my sewing machine here. I just had, well, another thing, you have a fancy sewing machine that troubles solve. Not always. Need to go back to my old ways. Quicker sometimes. Anyway, if you do not be pulling your edge away. Gonna be super quick. Anyway, so what we're gonna do first, you can take a strip, using here, so machine, there we go. I'm gonna take a strip that is already folded. This one here, it's already sewed, but I'm gonna show you how to do. I'm gonna take this strip and gonna put under your presser feet with your needle line up to come as close as possible to the open edge of your folding strip. And then you're gonna sew all the way down, okay? For the top area of your stocking, you're gonna take this raw edge here that is folded, and what you're gonna do, you're gonna top stitch all the way in the length of this. You're gonna put it down. I like to do a little anchor, even though it's a top stitch. So I go backwards, forward, put my needle down, and I'm gonna sew all the way down in this piece of fabric. Okay. Again, if you are using a hot glue gun, you're gonna glue all the way down. And finish. That is my look. Can you see it? They're gonna give me a nice finish edge here. So this is also the moment, peeps, if you want to put some trim, some kind of tape decoration, that's when you're gonna do this, before you close this or apply this to the body of your beautiful stocking. So let me show you what I mean by that. For example, I have this cutie pom-pom, and if I want to add this pom-pom to the end, even with my hot glue gun, needs to be before I start to assemble. I'm gonna put this on the back, see? I'm gonna, if I'm using sewing machine, I'm gonna sew this to attach here. So that's gonna be my look. Or if I'm using my hot glue gun, it's gonna be glued to the fabric, okay? Because I am doing a little boy Batman. I don't want to use the pom-pom. So let me just cut here the excess thread. I don't like extra thread. Anyway, so I did a top stitch here. I did a top stitch for this strip. And now I need to do the top stitch for my pocket. That is your little pocket. So I have my pocket that is press and fold of the 4 sides. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one of the top sides and I'm gonna top stitch all the way across, okay? I'm gonna put here another sewing machine so you guys can see it. And let's sew this baby. Cut the thread. So now my pocket is ready to be applied to the body of my stocking, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this that's already folded here, and I'm gonna pin on the body of my stocking. That's gonna be my target to go. Can you guys see it? That's my target. That's what I want to do. And I need to do this before I close sew the pieces together, because otherwise I don't have space enough to sew all the way around my pocket, okay? So let me show here what we're gonna do. Let's move my sewing machine a little bit to the side. I'm gonna line the body of the stocking, and I'm gonna find the best position to put my pocket. You don't want to put so close to the edges because later on when you sew the pieces together, you don't want to be sewing on top of your pocket. So you need to find like kind of a central position when you're going to put your pocket, pin it in place so it does not move. If you are using the hot glue gun, now you're going to put like little line of glue here, hold, wait to dry, little one here, hold it dry, little one here, hold and dry. This way you already have a pocket attached to it. If you are using the sewing machine, you're gonna bring this baby to the sewing machine and you wanna top stitch this all the way the three sides of your pocket, okay? So you want to reinforce this very beginning here because usually it is the area that gets the most strain. Stop stitch all the way down, leave your needle down, upper press a foot, pivot, press a foot down, go in the other direction to the end, needle down, press a foot up, pivot your material, press the foot down, and now we're gonna sew all the way to the end here, okay? Back stitch to make this little ends here reinforce. So now I'm gonna cut my extra threads because I want my project to look nice and cute. I don't want extra threads on it. And we're gonna start to assemble our nice cute boot. So here it is the outside side of my stocking. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take the other piece and I'm gonna lay like this, right sides together. See here, align all your edges to match. Something that you can do is put a little pin to hold. So this way it's not gonna be moving around. And I like to mark because sometimes I forget, but that is gonna be like the back of your big stocking. And this is the inside, gonna be the inside area of your stocking. So you're gonna start to sew here and you're gonna sew all the way around until I like to be just right after the curve down here because I want to still have this open, okay? So we're gonna sew, but I'm gonna give it this a space open, like a full palm open. So then I can work my piece afterwards. So we're gonna do this for the lining and the outside area. So we're gonna line up. And just so you're gonna be better to see. And put it under my presser foot. Back there here, like make this a little stronger. I'm gonna sew all the way around until my designated mark area. I don't wanna close yet. You're gonna see why. Here, and you know what curve it is. Many little straight lines goes together. So you just go a little bit more patient, and you're gonna have a nice even seam allowance. Okay. So you're gonna do this. What I like to do is when right after my curve here, I just end that up by backing tack. That's my thread. And I'm gonna do exactly the same for the lining of my stocking. Okay. Make sure that I'm gonna start to sew on the inside area of the stocking, not the outside area. that would be on top of your feet if you wear your sock instead of the back or bottom. Okay. If you are using a hot glue gun, instead of a stitch, what you're gonna do is glue it. And also the difference is gonna be the following. If you are using glue, you need to make sure you are not having any little open spot, because when the glue closes, you need to be able to open your fabric and don't see any little holes between the fabric, okay? Just be aware of that. So finish here, all the way around. Right after my curve, just reinforce, cut my thread. Now we're gonna start also a very fun part, that is the assembly. So what are we gonna do? I'm gonna take my, oh, even before that, I'm gonna take my just sew pieces, and when my scissor, I'm gonna cut on the curvy areas. See, in this very curvy area here, this very curvy area here, here, and here. I'm gonna give you a few little picks. It is something that you need to be careful for. You do not cut the thread. So I'm not gonna give like a big cut like it is, but small little cuts on the fabric. And this is gonna allow my fabric to have a little bit more flexibility, you see? So when I turn this outside, you know, up, inside out, I don't want to have a pucker area. Again, if you are using hot glue gun, you just need to make sure if you give the little pick, you are not cut all the way through the glue, so you don't want to have like holes on your line. So, and I like to do all the curve. So when you turn this inside out, you're gonna have a very nice and smooth look. Let me show you. So I'm gonna put my hands here inside and turn to the outside. That's how it look like when you do the pleats. So you have a very nice smooth curve appearance. Your fabric, it is not pulling in any direction. Okay. When you do not do the peaks, they're gonna be having like a funny looking curve. Let me show you. Sometimes they start to depend on the fabric that you are using. See? This little pucker here is because I did not do the little peaks on it. Let me turn this around and give my little cuts on the curve. So I release the tension on the fabric, and when I turn this inside out, I have a very smooth looking curve. Okay, and that's important to learn because it's a very useful and neat skill when you are sewing garments. So if you are sewing curves on garments, you need to remember before you turn inside out to do the little pick on the seam allowance. So you relieve the tension in or out, okay? Since this is ready, now let's start to assemble it. And you guys, let me know if you want me to show any different detail of the stocking. So what I'm gonna do is, I have a little pick marks here that I forgot to do. But the mark is still here, so I know what it is. And I'm gonna line this mark with the tail of the boot. And if you just made from old stocking, the idea, what I want to have here in the assembly, it is like have all the width of the boot cover, okay? So sometimes I start through the middle, through the ends. So, but that's how, let me put in the top, my top camera. It's probably better for you guys to visualize that part. So now that I'm gonna assemble, I'm gonna do like that. My boots, it is turned inside out. That's the detail on the top. And I'm gonna align like my wrong side with my right side of the fabric in a way that this little edge, it is not visible. I'm gonna line these here together, see? And then I'm gonna take my lining in line as well. But what I'm gonna need to do is my lining right side, right side of my line, it is in contact with the right side of my, I forget the name of this, the top part of my stocking, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna line here, both of them, or in this case, the 3 layers of fabric. And that's why I need to have the opening in the back, so I can lay this flat enough to be able to glue or pass through the sewing machine, okay? I'll give a little pin here because I don't want any of those layers moving while I am sewing. It's not cool, just the same. See? And align all the 3 layers, make sure they ended up nice and well. So after line it, pin it, I'm gonna sew all the way across here, okay? And then we're gonna do a few more steps to finish our boots. So all the 3 layers, line it up. Now I'm gonna bring to the sewing machine. I'm gonna sew all the way through here. If you are using a hot glue gun, you're gonna make what? I'm gonna take the outside layer, glue to the top of the boots, and then I'm gonna take the line and glue to the outside layer. So let me bring this piece to the sewing machine. And after that, we're gonna need just a few more, oopsie, few more steps to finish construction of this amazing stocking. And I'm gonna show you something very funny when we finish. In all the projects, I am using a, oh, you guys is not seeing what I want me to see. Hello. You guys are using a 1/2 inch. Okay. So we're gonna start to sew here. We're gonna go and forwards, backwards, because I anchor my stitch. Start to sew it out of the way. Now, remember, don't sew over your pins because this can damage your sewing machine. When you are getting closer to the pin, you stop, remove the pin, and continue, okay? first cut my thread, and that's what you're gonna have as a result. See? Let's see if you guys can see through this camera. We're gonna need to go back to the other camera. Okay, now that I have this part here, so what I'm gonna do is, let me turn this again here because you're gonna need to see that. Ooh, look at that. I skip a little piece. Let me fix this. Right. Remember, you need to sew or glue all the way to the very edge. So what you're gonna notice it is this. You're gonna have something like that. Okay, this is my two pieces that were sewed together looking in from the inside part. So what you're gonna do is sewing or using glue, you're gonna close this by lining, you see, this seam allowance with this seam allowance. So we're gonna straighten up here. I'm gonna nest my seam allowance. Do you guys remember what nest means? I'm gonna put them together. One gonna be turned in that direction, and the other one gonna be turned the other direction. That means I'm nesting, giving me less bulk on the area when the sewing needle came through. So I line everything together, line up this area and this area. Oh, before you close, so you don't forget, you also need to apply this, otherwise you cannot hang your friend. Wow. So I'm gonna take my little strip that I already sew, fold in half. Can you see here the top of my boot? I'm gonna see where it is the very, very top of the boot. I'm gonna mark this little hanger here. I'm gonna pin it. Why? Because when I sew the two parts together, it is also gonna be sewed together here. If you prefer, you can give a little stitch on top before you close your piece, like this. Let me show you. Or if you are using hot glue gun, you can put a drop of glue here to make this be in place without moving. And I'm using black thread just so you guys can see well, like this, see? And then I'm gonna line up my seams and nest it. It is important you remember to nest so you don't have that crazy amount of bulk. And what else I'm gonna do? I will line up all the edges together. So it is nice to use a pin to hold it. So then you don't have that yucky looking of something's out and something's out. That's terrible. So I line up this here and line up with the edge of the fabric outside, pin it. See, and I'm gonna line and pin, line and pin, line and pin, or you're gonna line up and glue, line up and glue, line up and glue. Okay, after I line everything, I needed to remember to leave an opening here, otherwise I cannot turn this backwards. So I like to measure like what is the width of my hand, and then I mark it here. It is that mark, it is the place that I'm gonna sew. So, and when I finish sew, I needed to have like an opening so I can turn all this piece inside out, okay? And now we're gonna go back to the sewing machine and close it. If you're gonna use a hot glue gun, we're gonna have almost finished. So I line up my needle with my existent sewing line here. Okay, guys? This way I can keep having the exact same width all the way through my project. Remove my pin and keep sewing. Remove my pin. See how hard it is because it's a very big area. The pin. Place I had mark. When I get that place, I'm gonna back stitch because I need to reinforce this little place of sewing. Remove it from a sewing machine. Aha, I'm back, baby. Remove from my sewing machine, and that's gonna be the result. Gee, doesn't look like a nice stocking yet. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna find the opening here. You're gonna put your hands through and gonna pull everything out. Okay? And start to pull everything out. I just changed the size of my stitch. And you guys are gonna see the miracle. So what are we gonna do now? Yay! I'm gonna put my hand back here just to make sure all my curves is nice and smooth, okay? Can you see here? And then I'm gonna pull a little bit in the curves, nice and smooth, nice and smooth. The same I'm gonna do that way. And my almost last step it is, I have this opening. Now I need to close this. If you're using glue, you just need to close with glue. But if you are sewing, you can do hand sewing here, or you can top stitch with your sewing machine. And guess what I got up? I'm gonna put in my sewing machine. I'm gonna line it up my needle as close as possible to the edge. Take a little bit. So all the way until my opening is closed, okay? This way, look at here. Oh, close. This way is gonna give me a nice stocking. I don't have any apparent, what call that? Sewing, let me cut here the extra. I don't have any apparent raw edges on this. And now what I need to do is put this lining inside of my cute little stocking. See, you can do this. Your kids can do that. Just need a little bit of glue and patience because they're gonna glue everything like a mess. But it's gonna be amazing. So you push down your line. See? And that's how you make a stocking with pocket. There you go. That's, I think I'm a little bit frozen. That's how you make a stocking with a nice pocket. Okay. Now, if you want to decorate it, you can after that. You can put rhinestones, you can put gems, you can use the hot vinyl, iron, let's say iron on vinyl or metallic stuff or There's also iron on rhinestones or appliques, or you can just give for your kids and can draw here their names and have their names on the stocking, and they can take this cutie stocking and hang on the Christmas tree or on the fireplace or whatever you hang your stocking. In my case, I'm here hanging here in my display so you guys can see it. So let me show you this here. For example, I use this iron-on material. Let me see, I think it's from Cricut. I use this iron-on material. I do have a cutting machine, but what I did with this here to test was I print a letter and then I cut it. And what I did was I draw this letter on the back of this material and then I cut it, put on top and follow the instructions how to apply. Put it here on the fabric and put a little fabric on top and put the iron for 15 seconds. And then that's the result. See, this one is an hour because my little boy is called Robert. But you can use whatever letter you want. You can use the last name letter, for example, if you want to make it for everybody the exact same letter, or you can put like an R for the Robert, an M for Maria, and then it will be a P for me, an R for my husband, and A for my mom. But I don't know finish yet. So that's how you make your cutie and beautiful and well finished stocking. Okay, so you can make those and contact Kendra to know how to donate them to the Roadmap Project for Kids in Need. Let me change my camera here just a second. Or contact me if you guys prefer. You just need DM me or put it here down to the live. You can comment. Please share this video with your friends. And also, it is a good idea if you want to make a little extra money in the end, this end of the year. You can make like personalized stocking to sell online or to your neighbors or something like that. And something that also can help bring some income for you guys. I hope you like this live. Remember, if you want to get in the giveaway, just hit the link that I put here on the live for you. And what this is gonna do is gonna just capture your name and your email, so I have a way to contact you afterwards. And I'm gonna use one of those softwares online to randomly choose a person or a number, okay? And when I have the winner, we're gonna reveal the winner on the wrapping party. It's gonna be December 4th, okay? If I'm not wrong, Kendra shared a link here on the live. Kendra, you still there?
I'm here. Yep, the link is there on the live.
Oh yeah, so the link is here on the live and you guys can click in the link. You can find more information. You can know what you can donate, how you can donate it. If you want to participate the wrapping party, that's going to be virtual party, you also can do it. And remember to enter in the giveaway. I can send anywhere in the world for you guys. I probably gonna use something like a nice and cute, box that's gonna be filled with your stockings. That's gonna be personalized the way you want. I'm gonna contact you upper hand to see how you want to make the stocking, and then I'm gonna make them, put in the box, send for you whatever you are in this beautiful world. It's better than make me sing. That's not cool. So I hope you guys have liked it. And I told you, you can decorate it the way you want. You can even make for salad. So if you look, it's a very high quality and it's all lined and you don't see any raw edges. And the funniest thing that I discovered is that if you want, you can even make it and use as a can you see it?
Nice, Patricia. Nice.
Look at that, Kendra. I still have my yoga elasticity.
Look at you.
So I hope you guys like it. And I see you guys. Thank you, Kendra, to be part of our live today, to be here with me. And I
I
see you.
love it. It's beautiful.
Uh,
Thank you so much.
thank you. I see you guys later.
Thank you.
Remember to help.